This is Meet the Press this morning, and I want to address it. And I'm going to have to do this the way I was going to do a book, so you can put it together. I'm sitting here, and I've just washed my hair, and I've just been soaked in toxic fumes again, made to look like a Fruit Loop or worse, being called every name in the book. So I'm listening to a report on the CIA, and I believe this is the former vice president under Bush. I'm sure it is, one that had the heart bypass. I wanted to do this like I was told when I did a book, MD, a License to Kill, and I had antifreeze put in me. Of course, that's not torture. I should have died. You should have it put in you and see how you feel, and they're still trying to kill you. So a friend of mine, I thought she was. I found out later she wasn't. But back at Westgate, I was doing the book on, starting the book on MD, a License to Kill. Part of it was about psychiatrists who rape and impregnate their patients and nothing's done. In fact, one of them, or more than one, but one stood by as his fellow doctor did an abortion to get rid of the baby. So I was trying to get a lot of things. It was connected to mind control and Emory University and Center for Disease Control and mind control mainly. And Larry McDonald, who was the U.S. congressman from Atlanta, and he was a urologist at Piedmont Hospital, where some of the murders happened. Warren and Rosina Matthews, forensic pathologist, and Gene Strokerman. But what I wanted to address here, I was told by this person I thought was a friend, and I still hold her dearly, even though she wasn't a friend, I found out. But she told me back then, well, you'll have to write this as fiction. So I'm going to just pretend this second person. I was kidnapped and brought over here from England, Buckingham Palace. My father's Edward VIII. I put all this on before in so many videos and Facebook, and the media knew it before I did. So I wrote the book. Well, let me go back. I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of it. Well, I'm saying me, so I'm not doing that in second person, am I? But given the name of a twin, Peggy Dempsey, I married Childers. Both twins, Carl and Peggy, were killed by their mother. They were born out of wedlock, and it was a pigsty where I was taken, and I was so abused it's hideous. I didn't find out, though, about my kidnapping until Larry McDonald, the doctor I'd written about, his plane was shot down August the 31st. It was a passenger plane. All aboard died. And I was flown out to Larry Flint's. I was going to get in the campaign to replace this doctor, congressman I'd written about. And I'm leaving out all they did to me other than the antifreeze that they'd put in me April Fool's Day of 80. I had a letter from the FBI. I had a letter from Agent Noe. No, excuse me, that was another agent. Agent Guest. I'm not sure that's his name. But that was back while I lived at Moonraker and was doing the book, and Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, and the person that shot him was programmed to shoot and kill his attorney and shoot Mr. Flint, who's paralyzed, by the way. But during that time, so that would have been probably 78, I got the letter mid-May from Agent Guest, and it was written in pen red ink. And then I got a letter on June the 23rd, which is my father's birthday, King Edward VIII, who was illegally taken down, didn't marry Wallace Simpson. She married double. I put all this on here. He was married to Claudia O'Keefe, American, Catholic, Irish, and I was born in 39, kidnapped by the Kennedy, who was ambassador, and my own Uncle George, who's illegal, Elizabeth's father, who signed all these illegal treaties that allowed the United States to put his bases all over British soil and take over the world and hold Britain hostage and hold me, the monarch, hostage. I'm Victoria II, and I am the legal heir. So this is, I'm going to go back to getting the letter from Agent Guest, and I'd done the book. And right after I went to Guest, I had to go to Marietta Satellite Office, and I had to go around back and up steps, and it had been there a long time. So you've got responses like this all along the way. So this could have been proven by DNA if you could get somebody to do it properly. But the timeline, anybody could check it out. I haven't lied about anything. But I was at Agent Guest, and I went up there talking about, it started out was doing the book, and the phone was tapped. Well, they can say you're nuts if the phone's tapped. They can't now, but then they could. But anyway, I spoke with him, and he wasn't rude to me or anything, but the point being is that this satellite office in Marietta had been there for years. I don't know if it was 2 weeks or a month, but almost immediately it was shut down. And I got the letter from him, and then the FBI, and then April Fool's Day of '80, I had antifreeze, was filled with antifreeze, and should have died and illegally taken across the state line by Dempsey, this woman that murdered her twins. All along, these people are breaking the law, and I'm the one that's paying for it. I worked for Fred Simpson, the district attorney. We lived at Warren House, so you're getting into crypt that can piece some of this together, too. Warren Commission covered up the JFK murder, which involved mind control, and he and his brother and his father were at the embassy when I was kidnapped, and I was flown into Cortland, Alabama. I assume that's how they got me there, and put at Moulton on that pigsty farm. I found out about my kidnapping in late '83. Now I wanted to address this. I was told I should do the book as fiction or in second person. So I'm going to go back to Hyman Miller, because psychiatry has been used in this, not just mind control. And I want to put this here. Colby, when he died, you have to see where I was at. It fits into it all, but he's ex-CIA. He was supposed to have overturned in a vote, and he was linked somehow with the Clintons, who have murdered so many people. Let me put it this way: were murdered, not just Vince Foster. There's lists of Secret Service you wouldn't believe that have been murdered and died that were associated with the Clinton administration. And Ron Brown was one. So now if I can keep this straight here, where was I at now? CIA Colby. But you can Google it. I knew when he was killed that he was murdered because they were doing it in crypt. It's where I was here in Roanoke, near here. And who was with me then that some stuff happened. But he was trying to tell about mind control being used, subjects being used as guinea pigs for mind control and torture. And I'm listening to the ex-Cheney, okay, up on Meet the Press, giving the definition is not torture and sanctioning. I'm the one they can't explain. I was 2 years old when they kidnapped me. They can't explain me. They tortured me every moment of my life and my two sons, my country that they call an ally, they're hostage. But I want to get in, and I can't get all this on the tape because this one's going off. I want to start with Hyman Miller, who was a psychiatrist in Huntsville, Alabama, during this time. And I'm going to cut this off and start with Hyman Miller.